Overlanding a smaller build, like my Subaru Forester, definitely has its perks, but it also has its downside with storage space. That's why today we're going to be changing that by installing a set of these. These are actually molly panels for the outside of my Subaru Forester. As many of you know, us overlanders do like molly panels. I have some in here, I have some on the back of the seat, and well, it's time to put some on the side of my car. These are built by AVOR out in Poland, and we are actually happy to announce that we are carrying some of their products at Flat for Off-Road. Chris over at We Run the World has a set on his Forester build, and well, we thought we might as well put a set on mine because I have some really cool ideas about what I can mount on here, but you'll just have to stay subscribed to see that. And like I said, this definitely isn't just your bolt-on modification. This requires a little bit of extra work and well, is going to be permanent. But at least in my case, I think the payoff is going to be huge. That said, you do need a few more things than just the panels themselves. They come with these mounting brackets that give you an idea of how we're going to be mounting them. Because, well, this is going right into the body of the car. So, we're going to need a few things to make that possible. First and foremost, you're going to need a drill and a 1/4-inch drill bit, as well as a punch to mark your spots to drill. And then obviously, you're going to need the hardware that comes with it. So, Rivnuts, as well as all the hardware. And, well, something to seal up the holes you make in your Forester. And then finally, to set the Rivnuts, you're going to need some sort of tool. You can get away with using a couple washers and a nut and bolt, but for the amount we got to do where it's 3, 6, 9, 12, like it's almost like 20 per side, using a Rivnut tool is just going to make our life a lot easier, especially after drilling all the holes in the car. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start mounting it up. But before we go ahead and start to drill holes into our car, we got to see how this mounts up. It's actually pretty nice. We can see that we have some mounting here, here, and here with nothing on this front lip right here. So just holding up, you can kind of see where the brackets go. And well, the brackets are these guys. So these are separate brackets. And it's pretty easy to see how these mount up. You can just kind of push them up against the car and you see that they kind of sit flush with the lower and upper body lines of the window, and this rear one, well, is a little bit more difficult. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this, we're going to just take a couple pieces of hardware, mount these two together, and then what we can do is take our Sharpie, mark out the 2 outermost holes, and we'll start drilling and installing this guy. And I think after measuring like 4 times, we finally found the spots where we're going to be drilling and installing our Rivnuts. So when you're doing this, what I actually have found is it's the end of this bolt hole lines up with this corner right here. And you just want to be on this seam, right on the top of this seam, giving you the kind of the best room possible. And now we should be able to go ahead, hit it with a punch to get our divot, and then hit it with the 1/4-inch drill bit and put our Rivnut in and go ahead and do it a bunch more times. Well, I got my pilot hole drilled, and we have essentially 2 layers on this car. You got the outer shell, which is pretty easy, and then you got a thicker unibody, and then actually it looks like there's another layer of metal underneath, although I'm pretty sure we can get away with just drilling those 2. That said, for M6, you're supposed to have a 1/4-inch hole. I'm not getting that in there, so we're going to have to go with a little bit bigger of a bit. I will figure that out, and then we can go ahead and finally get these on. And the Rivnut does fit in there. So you want 23/64 to kind of line that up perfectly. And it should give you enough room to go ahead and well crimp the Rivnut. As I said, you'll be drilling through this first layer here, which is pretty thin. And then the second thicker layer down below to get the Rivnut all the way through. I believe the Rivnut will only grab on this outer one, but it'll kind of use that inner one, I guess, as a little bit of support. So next, we get to go ahead and install it. This is my first time doing Rivnuts. I'm pretty familiar with how they work. I just haven't done any on my car personally. So what we'll do is we'll add a little bit of silicone around this lip here just to ensure that it is going to be protected and well, we don't want it to rust. And then when we put it in there, we'll go ahead, put the Rivnut through and hopefully have a successful Rivnut installed. And with the first Rivnut in there and it's siliconed and it doesn't look like it's moving at all, we are good to go ahead and do that far side. And once we have that far side done, then it's just repetition going along and doing the rest on the top, mounting it up, and then doing the rest. So we got a little ways to go yet. And with this all lined up, we should be able to go ahead, just screw this in, and then take our panel, mount it up here, and mark all the other holes that we got to pretty much do the exact same thing to. So rinse and repeat. And we got all of the mounts on, so the back one, bottom, and the top, and they are really solid there with the Rivnuts. You just got to be careful not to pull out a Rivnut or spin a Rivnut, which always scares me a little bit. And then we had some issues with aligning it. We just had to go pull it down kind of all together instead of doing one side and another. There's not a lot of room. But with that said, and that on there, we can go ahead, take this guy, and mount it up. And technically, we have to do this over on the other side to mount the second panel, but I won't bore you guys with the details, so we'll go ahead and end this video here. So we've got another modification on, the Overland Subaru Forester, and it's almost ready for some winter adventures. I actually want to go ahead and do one more thing before we take it out, so you're just going to have to wait and see what that might be. With that said, don't forget, you can go grab these in Canada or United States through Flat 4 Off-Road, and also, down below, let me know if you're thinking of doing it. With that said, don't forget to go ahead and check out, the channel memberships for some exclusive perks and behind the scenes content. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next adventure.